coming at you with the video today. We're going to finish up a bit of a wrap up talking about homeschooling and going to college. And so last time we were out here, you see we both dirty again. Me and the big homie were out today. Same park that we did a video last time. We were bike riding, but this time we were out playing a little bit of disc golf on Christmas Eve. It's always cool to be out here in the dirty desert where it's Christmas Eve, and yes, we're out here in short sleeves, but I do have on long sleeves today, but we're kind of dirty. It's been dusty, but we just wanted to do a video while we were out here because I was remembering, like, you know what, the last time we were here we did the video and you had just started college, so let's do another video this time because his college semester is now over. So big homie has now finished his first semester at community college. He is 16 years old, and really, again, I'm doing this video just because I know a lot of parents are still wondering, can I homeschool my kids, and how will they possibly do in college? Are they going to be college ready? And certainly for him to be 16, I knew it beyond a shadow of a doubt that he was actually college material. He was college ready. But as we talk about all the time, really it doesn't make a difference on what in the world is college ready. The question is, are you ready for real life? Do you have the wisdom for real life? And that I know he's been prepped with at home. However, I'll let you say, what degree are you in again?
At the moment I am in a business degree, in applied science business, but I do want to go into automotive engineering at ASU.
All right, so for him to want to go into automotive engineering or just in engineering in general, he's going to need that piece of paper. But as I always say, out where we're at, if you are an HVAC expert, why are you messing around trying to go to college? So there are a lot of things. You just get that piece of paper just to make the man happy, because obviously there are barriers set up that this society has set in place to make sure that they can go ahead and weed people out. So we played a game. So let's, again, check out the other video. It'll be posted right when we are done. If you want to really go back to the very beginning of the journey on how he got here. But right now, I just want to go ahead and quickly touch on this last semester, man. So you have now finished your first semester in college. Go ahead and let everybody know what 2 classes did you take again and how you ended up doing in them.
Well, I ended up taking both an English composition class, English 101, and History 107, which was African American history. So both classes I did pretty well. In African American history, I felt I could have did better, and I'll elaborate more on that later on. But I got A in English and a B in African American history. Okay,
so in what areas do you think you said you could have done better? So both classes, what do you think you could have done that going back, because you do have another opportunity coming up in another semester, we'll get to that in a second. What could you have done differently?
I think for both, English I did pretty well in, but for African American history I felt I definitely could have did better because I did end up procrastinating definitely towards the end of the semester, where there are a lot more projects coming in that my professor was asking for more. So I just ended up tripping over myself because of that procrastination. That's something I myself need to work on, definitely for the following semester, is being able to focus on the task at hand and not get distracted by anything.
All right, so what do you think you did really well? What are some of the highlights? What are some of the things that you looked and you said, I can do this, and this is pretty easy?
I'll say it again, while I tripped over myself from procrastination in African American history, I did do very well in understanding all the concepts and all the stuff, all the tasks he wanted us to write about, because for the finals we ended up writing about the KKK and how they started, and even beforehand in the Civil War. So I knew that almost the top of my head of, okay, I need to hit this point, this point, this point, and I was able to create, it was a 6-page essay, I was able to create that pretty easily. But like I said, I just fell behind from procrastination, but I felt I did that really well.
All right, and what about English? What do you think you did really well in English?
English, I did really well, and definitely, because we had 4 different papers for English. We had The first one was about a personal story. It was just one to get us ready for the rest of the semester. The second one was critical thinking. Third one was about basically, to remember correctly. See, it kind of left my brain.
You don't have to remember the whole thing. No one else is taking the class. So.
But basically, what I felt I did really well in was definitely the third paper, where I ended up talking about activists in sports and John Carlos, Tommy Smith, and Colin Kaepernick's process of being able to hit 3 things, hit 3 points, and be able to go through that. It's just for both what they have in common for both English and African American history for those 2 projects was that I was able to basically focus on task at hand and mark down points I needed to hit and basically knock each of them out.
All right. So why did you procrastinate, and what did you try to do to overcome your procrastination?
Well, why I procrastinated was basically almost want to say, like everybody else, it was just more schoolwork feels boring. I guess that's the mindset of a procrastinator. Schoolwork can sometimes be boring. You just don't want to do it, and you're almost happy to just be distracted by the littlest thing of doing something else. But where I ended up tripping myself is, of course, that comes to haunt you later on when you actually have to do it and you end up falling behind. So, sorry, the second question?
What did we try to do about your procrastination?
Oh, well, when I was younger, this also used to be a problem of where I couldn't focus right. I couldn't, just for math example, I couldn't just focus on the math problem. I have to get distracted by something else. What homeschooling did, what you guys taught me, was I ended up listening to music, and that helped me basically shut out any noise in the background and let me focus on the task at hand. Which in my past projects, I always listened to music, and that's helped. But sometimes it's, even when you're not doing schoolwork, like you end up procrastinating, and let's say you get up in the morning, you know you have to get a project done, but then you get distracted by something else. You're not listening to music or anything, you just get distracted by something else before you even get started with the task. Because when I get started with the task, I can get it done. I just need to get started with it and get it done. So basically, I think a solution to this problem could be just writing it down, having it in front of you, having a constant reminder of you need to get this done, having maybe like a to-do list up on the wall and something written down where you can look at it and say, oh man, I really got to get this done. I can't procrastinate on this, I have to get it done now. And I think definitely for the following semester that will definitely be a solution.
And another thing that we talked about, kind of a strategy, is if you know you have a paper due in 2 weeks, changing the deadline in your mind that this paper is actually due in a week or, in 10 days instead. That way, because I think most of us, even at work, we end up coming into the same scenario where you have that presentation due, project maybe due, you have a few weeks to get it done. Well, we often do our best work when we're under pressure. I know I tend to do so because in the meantime, if I'm building a presentation, I have a ton of slides that I want to put together. I have a general theme, but I haven't really narrowed it down because I'm not 100% sure on, where my theme is going to take me. And so many times once you start getting to that, final hour or the final day, actually, sometimes the final hour,
Right.
You're able to really shed what needs to be in there and what doesn't need to be in there. You're able to cut the fat and get right to the meat. And so one of the things we talked about is doing your papers, but trying to change the deadline in your mind. I'm sure that probably didn't work because you still knew and may have gone by, no, I still know the deadline is for 2 weeks, so I don't need to do it now. All right, let everybody know. Now, what's your next step? What classes do you plan to now take for the next semester?
The next 4 classes I'm taking, more of a full semester, be able to progress through college. The next 4 classes I'm taking is Introduction to Sociology, math, a math class, a chemistry class, and the following English class, English 102.
Which ones are you excited about?
One I'm most excited about, honestly, is math. Because still, even throughout the years, math is still something where I can logically figure out this problem. It's not... while I enjoy writing sometimes, I enjoy writing about a certain subject like African American history or political activism. It's math, being able to focus on a certain problem and solving it, that I really enjoy.
We have a saying, and I brought this up last night. I can't remember. No, it was earlier today when we were putting the TV up. We're all about problem solving. Especially as men, he needs to be about solving a problem. Just complaining about a problem, and he knows that he can't look for, his wife, baby, would you solve this problem for me? She's going to be looking to him to solve problems, not, him looking for her to solve problems. So that's something that is going to have to be part of his character. And I think it's great that really combining your love for math and the logic, that desire for problem solving, and also that desire for political activism, for solving problems in the world, that's a good combination, because that's definitely what we need. All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and cut it off there. Not doing a long video today, but just wanted to give you a quick update on where he was at. And man, way to knock it out this last semester. Was college as bad as you thought it was going to be?
No. As I said in the last video, it's much easier than you initially anticipate. Just calm your nerves down and get it done.
And I think he learned a lesson. I used to always say this at home when they would be doing the work. College isn't that hard because no one's going to babysit you. If anything, as a homeschool parent, and if you're a parent right now watching this and your kids are doing government school work at home, you still see that your children are beginning to learn, or your teenager. No one's going to babysit you. This is exactly really how college is. No one's trying to babysit you. You get the work done. The work is due tomorrow. The work is due next week. There's no teacher sitting up there thinking, telling you have to have this done in 45 minutes before that bell rings, or you can't go home. I don't know if they still do that in school. They did it when I was there. Like some teacher wanted to actually stay after class anyway. I guess if they were just going to be back grading papers, they can make you stay. But that threat worked, because you knew when that bell went off at 3:15, and if you were fortunate enough to have some parents at home, it was like, why are you coming in late? And you didn't want to say, because I didn't get my work done. So that threat works. Now, kids are at home. That really doesn't work. It doesn't work at all anymore. So once they go to the university level, they go to the college campus, many high schoolers get trapped because they walk in, and for the first time in their scholastic career, no one is standing over them saying, you have to get this done. And this is usually where people end up blowing off that first year in college. So you already got a taste of that. You see, just because you have to look at me because your paper is due and you figure I'm going to forget about it and asking you when it's due anyway, I got some time. Well, in school, two things happen. Number one, the teacher is going to remember, because it's right down there on the syllabus, this is due, but nobody's standing over you. Nobody's going to ask you every day, you got the paper done? You got that paper done? Did you do that paper yet? Do you have that paper done? And so that's, again, where a lot of kids, adults included, get tripped up with procrastination. So, I hope that you're able to tweak that a little bit more this next semester. Other than that, it's something that's going to impact you, not just your entire school career, but it's going to impact you even in the job market. Also, whenever you're always going to have deadlines, no matter what you're doing. And we should impose deadlines even on ourselves as a personal standard. So that's it. We're going to go ahead and stop it there. But again, y'all, you can do this. You can do this. We're about to go over into another year. I'm not going to date the video, but we're about to go into another year and make this a commitment for you parents. I have to do it to myself, a deadline. Like, I got to get that work ready. I got to try to get those papers graded. I fail quite often. But I have to try to create a deadline. So you as a parent, create that deadline. Maybe when you're going to make that transition of your kid leaving government school to come home, create that deadline. Or maybe when you're going to start just gradually moving them and getting a curriculum chosen, or just creating something yourself in order for them to start supplementing what they're learning at the government school. Or then create that deadline of saying, by this period, at the end of this semester, y'all are going to be home and you're not going back, or we're at least going to try it. They're at home right now probably already anyway, So you might as well just go ahead and think about doing it, because I'm going to probably guarantee you one thing. Your kids will probably love the lessons that you create and give them, because you know their talent, skills, and abilities better than anyone else, or at least you should. At least you should. And if you don't, then I want you to stop and ask yourself, why does your school know what your child is capable of better than you do? All right, I'm going to leave it there. Get that deadline. Let us all work on our procrastination. I think that's probably the biggest thing people want to work on for the next year anyway. Let us all work on that. And we will see you next time. And I won't procrastinate getting the video out. And I'm going to try to get this posted ASAP. All right. If you have any questions or concerns, comments, drop me an email. That's going to be down in the description below. And certainly leave any comments you have or any questions, and I'll be sure to do some videos. And as every YouTube says, like and subscribe below. And we'll holler at you later. Have a happy and safe